Hello and welcome to our first sprint retrospective. Our team members are Cory Laframboise and Alfredo Borroto. After the feedback received from our pitch, we decided to pursue the budgeting app idea because of the project's time constraint. We'd edit our software design document to be more effectively understood by any future collaborators that may join our team next month, and we'd better structure our trail board by deleting unused cards and creating more effective cards with explicit user stories and difficulty labels. Humans interact with the world through sensation and perception. We use our senses to receive informational input from our surroundings and proceed to organize and interpret that information using our perception. We can interact with the software through user interface by using our senses. So when we are designing a user interface for our software, we must use certain principles like structure, simplicity, visibility, feedback, tolerance, and reuse to create a great user experience that our perception can find appealing. It is essential to follow all the principles because if we miss one, we can end up having a horrible experience. For example, if we use an app with a simple design but it is not well structured, it can frustrate us because it won't do what we want or we can't find what we're looking for. As a user of Apple and Google software, this sometimes has been my case. How we perceive software usage is more dependent on its user experience design. How an app makes us feel while using it can keep us returning to it or getting deleted. There must be a coherent user flow, and we must conduct a user research to understand them better and tailor the experience. Procuring functionality and usability with affordances ensures a great user experience. Providing cues that hint at how to use the interface will make it easier to use. However, functionality and usability are essential aspects of the software, and for this reason, sometimes trade-offs need to be made to ensure its functionality. Here are the stories of two potential users. As someone with a hectic schedule, I want to have a place to see all my monthly due dates so I can save some money otherwise spent on late fees and overdrafts. As someone who overspends every month, I want to have an easy way to track my spending, to know exactly where my money is going, so I can change my spending habits and save some money. Welcome to the walkthrough of our prototype. Our app is called No Wealth. As you can see, this is the main login page. Here the user can come with using their credentials, they can sign into the app. If they do not have an account created yet, they can come down here. It says I don't have an account to sign up. From here, the user can enter their name, create a user ID, and create a password to create an account. So let's do that because we don't have an account. If you would remember that you have an account, you can go back to the previous screen by clicking this arrow up here, or you can come down here and click I already have an account, sign in, and it will take you back. Now we don't have an account yet, so let's click sign up, enter our credentials, click sign up, and it will take to this screen. Now here we're going to enter our utilities. If we don't have any utilities to enter, you can click the skip button down here and it will take you to the next screen. If however you do have a utility to enter, then you will click the add button down here, and then you will select what type of utility you would like to add. You're going to have a number of utilities to select from the drop down list. In this case, let's select the water, and then let's select the due date that our utilities due. So let's say second, and we're gonna add it. Once we add it, they will populate into a list where you can see them. You can delete them from this list by clicking this X at the end, If you want to add one more, you click the add button and it will take you back to the screen to add another utility. Okay, so once we added the utility, we are good with our list. Then we're going to hit the next button on the bottom. It's going to take us to the next processing screen. This is the monthly subscriptions. So if you have any monthly subscriptions like I don't know, Amazon, Netflix, or any other subscriptions you would like to add, you will click the add button. You're going to go through a similar process to add the due date of the month that you have to pay the subscription, and then you click add button here. It will take you to another list so you can see all your subscriptions once you add them to the list. If you'd like to edit them or delete any of them, once again you can click the X button on the right. If you're good with that list, and then you hit the next button, it will take you to the credit cards due dates. Now on this screen you're gonna enter your credit cards by name, and you're gonna click and select the due date. Alright, so now we have a list of our credit cards due dates. So we're gonna hit the next button on the bottom, and it's gonna take us to our main dashboard. Now our main dashboard consists of two lists. Here you can see the due dates that you have coming up on the week that you're currently on, and here you can see if any of your budgets have gone over budget on your expenses. Now you're gonna be greeted by a welcome with your name, the name you enter on your account creation. You have a navigation button on the bottom. You got three main core screens, and then you have a menu on the top. Now from this screen, if you remember, we had one of our user stories is as someone who depends every month. As someone who overspends every month, I want to have an easy way to track my spendings, to know what I am spending the most of my money on, so I can change my spending habits and be able to save money. So as this someone that wants to keep track of their expenses, a way to do that with our app is by adding the expenses over here. You're gonna go through a process similar. You're gonna enter your expenses, selecting them by the drop-down list. Say we went out for food and we spent $14.96 on a meal. You're gonna add them, and then you're gonna start creating a list of expenses that you have bought, that month, or every time you spend something you add an expense to the app, and it will keep track of it, and it will then create, on our second screen over here, it will create a report for you, so you can see what you have spent on the month of April. We have spent $100 on groceries, $120 on food, and etc. You can see a graphical representation of the expenses, and you can then create a budget for those expenses. Once you have the expenses, you can create a budget. Once again, we select the expense we want to track, like food, and we said we want to spend maximum $100 that month for food. Now we're gonna have a list of our expenses right here. Now this screen, the list of expenses, you can access anytime from the menu. And you can change that to your liking. If you want to see a previous history of a history of months before April, you can select the month from this list right here, and it will tell you what you spent that month, and it's going to take you where do you spend that month, that money that month. Okay, so that is what our user would do if in case it's this person that overspends and doesn't know where the money goes. Now going to the next screen. Okay, this is a monthly view of all your due dates, coming due dates. If you have a due date on the 2nd, it's gonna mark it down with a dot, and then if you click on the 11th, For example, it will tell you everything that's due that day. Okay, so these are the three main core screens. Now, if you want to alter or change any of the lists that you have created, you can select them from here. You have utility, subscription, credit cards, budgets. Everything is accessible from here. So you can see here, you can edit them if you want. If you want to receive notifications of an upcoming due date, you can select from here by allowing notifications, and then selecting how many days before the due date you want to get a notification from your phone. Once you select the dates, you can click apply, and it will send you a notification 2 days before the due date is due. You can also change your account if you would like. Change your name, user ID or password. And if you are done, you can always sign out. The app will sign you out if you close it for security measures. But if you want to sign out by yourself, you can click the sign out button and it will take you back to the login page. With this, we reached the end. I hope you enjoy our prototype, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. So for this sprint retrospective, starting with the good, we have a clear image of what the final product should look like and how it should function like. So what went wrong this week? Our workload was not balanced enough, and our communication was not as effective and constant as it should have been. So for our future improvements, we will better plan our team meetings to discuss and plan our progress and our workload distribution. With this, we have reached the end of our sprint retrospective. We would like to thank you for watching our video, and thank you for your time.